All right, what's up, family? Yo, this is a serious one right here because we're going to be dealing with finance. So it's definitely going to be in my money department videos. So we're going to title this one here, What Your Paycheck Covers. Simple 4 words. Think about it. What does your paycheck cover? That's why I'm titling it that. What your paycheck covers. It is amazing how so many people out here is struggling because the economy and here in America, they have made stuff, they have outsourced most stuff to where it's so expensive, just like one of my other videos where I said most kids can't afford to buy a house nowadays. They got rent and mortgage so high that it don't even matter what you're making. Most of your money gonna go to your bills and you're gonna be struggling. And like someone would say, you're gonna make just enough money just to make it back to work next week. That's ridiculous. So I did a little chart so I could actually show you the breakdown of what I'm talking about. Now, like I said, you got majority of people out here working mediocre jobs, making $12 an hour, $14 an hour. I remember I went on the internet just to look, just to see. And I was seeing jobs $17.50 an hour, $18 an hour. And when I did see jobs that said $25, $27 an hour, oh, you gotta have a college degree and all this. They want you to have all these criteria and pay you close to nothing. It's like what you touched on a while ago, babe, when you said a job wants you to bust your butt and work for them, make them more richer, and paying you pennies by doing so.
Exactly.
So now, I know a lot of people like to actually see things, so I want to show you what I'm talking about, where a person will work a job just to make enough money just to make it back to work next week. Now watch this. I'm going to do simple math for you guys, but I'm going to do it at a level above what you think I should be doing it at and above what most people make. So therefore, when you think about what you make, if this is going to be above that, imagine on your level. So I'm going to put this as if you're making $40 an hour. Yes, you heard me right, 40. Imagine you making $40 an hour, right? Imagine you're making $40 an hour. $40 an hour and you work 40 hours a week. That's simple math. 4 times 4 is 16, right? So that would mean you would make $1,600 a week, right? That's weekly, right? Now it's 4 months in a month. So if you go 16 times 4, that will be $6,400 a month. At $40 an hour. I want y'all to stay with me because everybody ain't making no doggone $40 an hour. Most people out here making $17, $15 an hour. Yeah, you got some people making 20. Remember when we used to say, man, $20 an hour, that's a lot of money. Oh, I gotta get to that job. Not no more. You got jokers out here making $25, $30, $35 an hour and they still struggling. These be some of the same people they tell me I gotta get a second job. You'll see them working when they get off work, they still gotta be busting their butt, hustling and busting, doing all kind of other stuff because they just can't make ends meet. But anyway, just imagine at $40 an hour, that will make you $1,600 a week before taxes. You know the government always gotta take that out, right? And a month that will make you $6,400 a week. Now let's do some
a month. 6,400
a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's do some real simple math because I wrote this down so we can make it make sense. Now, if this is what you make in a month, let's just do the simple math. The first thing that's gonna be take out is your taxes and your health care. Now let's just say that's $1,400 a month. That's what you're paying a month. Now this is job related, right? So now you gotta do with your commute to work. Most people are catching a bus or 2 and a train, and if they ain't doing that, and that's gonna run them about $10 there, $10 back, whatever. So that's gonna run them pretty much about $100 a month, or you're gonna be filling up your gas tank about $100+ a month. Because every week you're gonna be filling up that gas tank. So that's gonna run you about $500 a month. The average person does not take lunch to work the way I did or like some do. Most people are always eating out all the time. That's what keeps these fast food places in business. The average person is spending about $30 or more a day. 3 times 5, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 times 5, that's 15. So put the 0 on the end, 150, right? 150 times 4, because it's 4 weeks in a month. If you're spending 150 a week, times that times 4, that comes to $600. Now, I want you to look at just this top part. Taxes and health care, $1,400. Your commute to job, rather you public transportation or you putting it in your car, $500 a month. Lunch and your snacks, because people gonna buy lunch out all the time. You're gonna buy your little snack, you're gonna buy your smoothie here and there, you're gonna buy this and that. Before you know it, you done spent this every month.
Oh, don't forget breakfast. People go out
Breakfast
for
too, see?
Dunkin' Donuts.
I ain't even add that in there. But if you just look at these, just job related, look, 14 plus the 6, that's your 2,000, and then the 500. Just job related. Job related. That's 2,500 right there. Minus from your 6,400 a month. That's job related what you spending. Taxes, commute, healthcare, gas, lunch, and snacks. Now let's go to your next biggest expense, your rent. Now most people may live in a not so pleasant area. Some people live in an okay area, or some live in a better area. Some people paying rent, some people paying mortgage. Now we know how rent is ridiculously high and mortgage. So most people are probably paying somewhere about $1,600 for rent in a so-so place. But if you're in a nice area, it's more than that. It's $2,000 or more. If you're paying mortgage gonna run you probably about $3,000 a month or whatever. So let's meet somewhere in the middle. Let's just say $2,300 a month. Now minus that from that. You know what I'm saying? So now your car insurance is gonna run you about $400 a month. You gotta put food in your house, right? Food gonna run you like $600 a month or more. Utilities, your electric, your gas bill, your cable bill, and whatever else you got going in the house. That's gonna probably run you about $350. And this is all just a month. And everybody got a cell phone, right? So let's say your cell phone, $150. Boom. Do the math. What do we say? Just job related, that's $2,500. And then another, you can say, remember, let's do easy math for y'all. Let's just count this as $2,500 to make it easy math, and then we'll take $200 back off, because remember, it's right? So let's say 25, that will make it what? 5,000, right? So minus it. So minus 200, right here. It's easy math. So now that's 4,800. 4,800, this and that. So now let's add the 400. 4,800, 5,000, $5,200. $5,800. $6,150. 6,000. I'm messing up right now. I'm messing up. When it comes down to it, in the end, you're gonna be left off. This gonna come down to all the way down to about. It's gonna wind up equaling $6,300, leaving you with just $100 left. Somewhere around that part. Somewhere around there. You're gonna be about 6,000. You're gonna be close to the 6,400. So now, what do you do with your $100, $150, $200 that you got left? You know what you're gonna do with that? That's gonna be just enough money for you to put gas back in your car to make it back to work. That's what that is. So what are you doing? You're working all week, all month, just to have enough money to make it back to work. This is ridiculous. There's something you want to say about that?
It's so sad because when we were little kids, we didn't realize the huge responsibilities that adults have, and they were always telling us, "Oh, we got it. We don't have it. We're gonna cut less than what we usually do have." So now that we're older, we're becoming to understand. We're wiser now to understand.
I like what you said in that video.
Same thing.
A video we did touches on this. It's called Paycheck to Paycheck. Go check it out. Springfield Charity, same big channel. Type up Paycheck to Paycheck. And on there, I like how my wife said in that video, when I was a kid, I seen my father always working. So as a kid, I thought like a kid. And I always said, my father must have a lot of money because he's always working. Nah, he's just struggling. And this how why is property so doggone high now? It's ridiculous. They pricing people out. So doesn't this, see, like I said, the average person go, man, $40 an hour, that's a lot of money, man. Yeah, this is what you bring home a month. But look at, after you paying everything, you left with $100, $200 at the end of the month.
So, but you're speaking.
That's ridiculous.
But you're speaking overall. You're speaking individual, because if you do have a huge family, then obviously.
Thank you, baby. We didn't even add kids into here.
Yeah.
What if you got kids? Now you got kids. Your kids need school supplies. They need school clothes. They might need braces on their teeth. Some type of health thing come up. So if you got kids, you really struggling. You got to get another second job. That's why you see
Exactly.
people when they get off work, they still working. You like, doggone it. See, one thing what you need to do is know how to beat the system. Or more importantly, don't do what everybody do. I've always said this. See, when you do what everybody else do, you're going to get caught in a jam just like everybody else. You know, you got to get caught up in all the latest fashion. You got to go get the latest this because they got the latest that. You always got to be drinking, smoking, drugging, spending all your money on silliness. We didn't even touch on that.
Exactly.
And this at $40 an hour. So if this at $40 an hour, imagine a person out there making $17, $18, $20 an hour. You got to cut all of this in half. So this person gets down to pretty much zero at $40 an hour. At 20, 17, 18 dollars an hour, something like that, you're gonna be minus. You're gonna be in the deficit every month, unless you cut out all those little silly things all the time. Or another way you could do it is know how to beat the system. And when I say know how to beat the system, you gotta find out what beats the system. I'll give you a story touching on that. When I say beat the system, some of you heard this story, some of you not. So the people that not, you'll appreciate it. The way this story go, it was a guy. One day he had a very fancy luxurious car. Let's go with a Ferrari, right? He had a Ferrari that cost $80,000, right? He drove his car to a bank, parked his car right smack in front of the bank for them to see it. He goes inside and he says, I need to take a loan out for $5,000. So they go, okay, sure, we just gonna need some collateral, this and that. So he says, no problem. See that car right outside there? He said, that's my car right there. Here's the pink slip to the car and everything. He said, so they filled out the paperwork. Like, this is all about beating the system. He filled out the paperwork. They gave him the $5,000. He gave him the pink slip and the keys to his car. They take his car, they drive it safely down to their garage and park it. The guy takes the $5,000, leaves the bank. He goes on vacation out of the country for 2 whole weeks. By the way, let's say this in California or New York, where it's freaking ridiculous. So he goes on vacation for 2 whole weeks. When he comes back off of vacation, he goes back into the bank and he says, yeah, I came to get my car back. And so now he got hit and he says, here's your $5,000 back. And the 2 weeks of interest, it winds up coming to like $16, right? So here's the $5,000 back, and here's your interest of $16. He gives them the $16 with the $5,000. So they say to him, sir, this was a good transaction and all, but we don't understand. I mean, you got this very expensive luxury car and for $80,000 or more, and you borrowed a $5,000 loan. That really don't make any sense to us. See? So he said, it makes perfect sense. And they was like, well, we don't quite get it. He says, where else would I be able to park my luxury car where it's safe and I only have to pay $16 for parking? You get it? You see? In New York, you know, in California, the pay for parking is ridiculous. So he outsmarted the system. See, that's what you got to do in life. Know how to outsmart the system. Because when you do that, that's when you get ahead. But when you get ahead, trust me and believe me, all your friends and family and people that's affiliated with you, they're going to be wondering, how are you able to do it? What are y'all doing? How y'all able to do this? Or how you able to do that? You got to be like that guy with the Ferrari. You got to know how to beat the system. Think about what I said. If he parked in New York on any regular, that for them 2 weeks that he was gone, parking would have probably ran him about $100 a day. Some people didn't get the joke or the story at first, but think about it. Like he said, where else I'm gonna find safe, secure parking for 2 weeks and only gotta pay $16? He beat the system. But isn't this ridiculous? Somebody making $40 an hour at the end of the month after all the necessary things is paid, and it's not even with kids. You pretty much is at a zero. You only got enough money to put it back in your gas tank and get back to work. So imagine you only making 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, $15 an hour. These people are struggling. They have made it to where everybody is struggling every daggone month. Every week, struggling. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. But hey, be smarter with your decisions and you can save an extra penny or two. Peace.